What it is, what it does, what it do, YouTube. Infamous Harrison here, and welcome to another Wednesday game review. Now today, I want to be talking about a game that, to me, in my opinion, is underrated. But so far, what I've researched and read is like, it's going strong. It has a huge following. A lot of players are playing this game, but I don't know, to me it seems like a lot of people sleep on this game. And this game here is Warframe. For those of you all that don't know who or even what Warframe is, or don't know the first thing about it, well, let me tell you. Warframe is a free-to-play co-op action role-playing third-person shooter game developed and published by Digital Extreme. It originally released on the PC back on March 25th of 2013. That was the initial and official release for the PC. It did not get launched to PS4 till November 15th, 2013. And then it got released on Xbox One September 2nd, 2014, and later on it got ported to the Nintendo Switch, which launched November 20th, 2018. So that was like a year ago. Wow. Funny how time flies, huh? But okay, the plot. Warframe, pretty much, you control this being called a Tenno. And a Tenno is pretty much, or I should say the Tenno, is a race of ancient warriors who've awoken from centuries of cryo-sleep. And you're pretty much going at war with different planets and stuff, because like all these little warlords or overlords have taken over like all the different planets. Like they've taken over like Earth, Mars, pretty much all the 9 planets. And based on the gameplay here, as you all can see, the Tenno, they're pretty much freaking space ninjas. All right, like I'll just put it that way. Like instead of over here giving you like the the correct term, like they're pretty much freaking ninjas. I mean, and who doesn't like ninjas? So anywho, as you being the Tenno, you pretty much use powerful weapons and special abilities to go and complete all these different missions like throughout all the different planets. And so far, I remember back when this game was like, I wouldn't say first release, but I got my PS4, I think, like in 2014. And back then, this game was like, I don't know how to really describe it. It was like, the graphics were like, meh. It was dark. It wasn't as bright as how it is now. It was like kind of dark, but like the character designs were still the same. Like the graphics was actually pretty good. The sound was good. Like the music was good. I mean, the atmosphere, I mean, it was perfect. Even though it did have some flaws, like, on certain levels, like enemies would like clip through walls, and like sometimes your character would clip through walls. Oh, and speaking of which, as far as like the characters, like back then, with your Tenno, they used to have like a stamina gauge where like you could wall run, but like the wall run was like limited, and then when you ran out of, pretty much, when you run out of stamina, that was pretty much it. So yeah. But as far as like the abilities never really changed. Now as far as like the characters, man, when this game first started, or I should say when I first started playing this game, you started out with like 3 characters, like with 3 Tenno, and that consisted of Excalibur, Loki, and I believe he was either Nyx or Frost, one of the two. But it started out being just only 3 Warframe. Now you have like over 40 warframes to go and choose from. And man, like I have to say, like Digital Extreme, you all came a long way. I mean, I tip my hat off to you because like y'all started off with this game. They didn't have that many maps, didn't have that many game modes, in which the game modes I'll get to in a second. But you didn't have, like I said, didn't have many maps, didn't have that many characters to choose from. So this was like a huge step up from what they were back in 2014. And like I said, they made like a lot of improvements. They made a lot of improvements on the graphics. They made a lot of improvement on the characters. I mean, they've even made more updates on the characters because they have it now. Well, back then, you had an option of using like your melee weapon. Now it's like all you have to do is just hit one button and you automatically could, go to your melee weapon. But back then it was like you had to pretty much like hold triangle down in order to go and get your melee, your melee weapon out. And then also too, like there really wasn't that much to choose from either. I think you had either a sword. I think you had a sword, 2 swords, and I think a staff. Now they have like a wide variety of melee weapons. And some of those weapons, I mean, you get like a shield and club. You could get a warhammer. You could have daggers. I mean, the list goes on and on. I mean, it's amazing like how much they've expanded like this, like all this weaponry and the abilities and the Tenno. I mean, it's crazy, man. Let's see what else. As far as weapons, I think I done covered like all the weapons. I mean, like the melee weapons. I mean, yeah, you got the primary weapons, which consist of like laser rifles, machine guns, shotguns, handguns. I mean, you name it, whatever type of gun, you name it. Wait, let me retract that. Primary had rifles. Secondary has like handguns and machine pistols and things of that nature. Also too, another thing I forgot to mention, you can also get a bow and arrow as well as far as like melee combat. But okay, let's move on to some of the game modes, which it really doesn't have a lot, but I want to touch on it just a little bit. So okay, so pretty much it consists of 2 modes. You have co-op, which you're pretty much playing with your friends or randoms. And with the co-op, it's also like a competitive co-op because it shows your stats on like who got the most kills and who got the most, headshots, etc., etc. And then you have the Conclave, and the Conclave is pretty much PvP, and it kind of works almost kind of like how any PvP work. Person with the highest rank, they make the leaderboards. But not only do they make the leaderboards, but they also get rewarded too. They get rewarded with XP and also like cards that are going to help give your character abilities. Then there are some that are going to boost your character's abilities because, after all, this is a role-playing game. Of course, there's going to be XP, which I forgot to go and mention at the beginning of the video. My fault. I got so into all these different things because it's so much to talk about. So I apologize. That's my fault. That yes, they do have a leveling system, and I think like the max rank is 30. 30 is the max rank, and you can max out, and I believe you can prestige as well. Well, yeah, you can prestige, but only with certain weapons. Once you've reached a mastery rank of 10, I believe. I don't know. They may have boosted up the mastery rank now because the last time I played, or the last time I checked, the mastery rank was like 10. Like once you get to 10, that's pretty much it. Then you have to move on to the next weapon and then max that out. And so on and so forth. Let's see, one more thing I have to say about Warframe is that this game, unfortunately, has microtransactions. But worry not, it's not the type of microtransactions where you have to pay to win. You can get all these things without having to use real currency. You just have to grind. It's gonna take a lot of grinding, let me tell you. It's gonna take a lot of rise and grind to go and get the things that you want and need in this game. And also it's gonna take a lot of teamwork too. So worry not. However, microtransactions do make certain things easy. But all in all, it's still a free-to-play game, even though regardless they do have microtransactions, which comes in the form of platinum. You know, this in-game currency called platinum, but it's crazy because with the platinum, you have to use real money to go and buy the platinum, and then you use the platinum to buy certain weapons and certain warframes. However, you can always go and buy the blueprints with your credits. You have this in-game currency called credits, and credits can easily go and be attainable by doing various missions, like, you know, over and over. And also they have quests on here as well. Now the quests are usually pretty simple as well. Like, they're not fetch quests like how, you know, most games how you do, like, oh, go here, go there, do this, do that. However, they do ask certain things from you. Like, they ask you to rescue someone, or they ask you to assassinate someone, and sometimes they just have you eliminate enemy soldiers in the end, which results in you getting credits and also various parts that are part of certain blueprints that will help you build the various weapons and various tenno. So despite the slow growth, despite the microtransactions, Warframe is a game that is now 50 million players strong this year, which is saying a lot, and which kind of makes me wonder is, like, how come this game is not getting the shine that, like, it deserves? Like, it should be trending right now. It should be, like, in the ranks with like with Fortnite and Apex Legends. Well, that's just my opinion, because I mean, playing this game, I done played this game for like what? For like about 2 years on, 2 years off. I think I played the game for like about two and a half, almost 3 years. Took 2 years off, just started back, and I have to say, like, this game has came a very long way. Like what I've said before, they've improved on graphics, gameplay, everything. The only thing that I hate, like I said, the microtransactions, it kind of sucks. But I mean, despite that, it's a pretty solid game. And so, to be honest, I would give this game like a 9 out of 10, because like I said, the gameplay is cool. You know, the graphics are cool, the sound is good, like the storyline sounds interesting, and then plus they have other things aboard your ship where you can kind of like immerse yourself in the Warframe universe, because they talk about the planets, the creatures, the people, the everything. So all in all, Warframe is a decent game. I recommend playing it for those that are new to PlayStation or are looking for something new and kind of different or whatever. So I highly recommend this game. And with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed this review. Be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe. Remember the 4 things: stay watching, stay gaming, think Jesus, all should be well. Stay classy, Chi-Town, stay classy, YouTube.